It's when we have actual viewers.
Oh, okay. Still 0. Oh, we got a viewer!
Yay!
Welcome.
Hey, it's Tony and Brooksy. Jesse's behind the camera. So today we're discussing It's Back to the Future 2. We watched it yesterday, and we have some questions about the timeline of Back to the Future 2. So, what we're going to do is we're going to give you the actual timeline. So this is the timeline.
I'm going to zoom in here. Hang on.
Yeah, here's the timeline, okay? So we have 3 things, right? We have 2015, 1985,
Which is the starting point.
and 1955.
Yes, she's beautiful. Someone said the blonde is
Oh,
hot.
thank you.
That's Brooksy.
I have no feelings. The hell. Okay. Anyways.
All right.
So originally in Back to the Future 2, they travel to 2015, but Biff steals the almanac and goes back to 1955 to give it to Biff, which means when they originally leave 2015 to go to 1985, that is a new timeline that's been created by Biff. So this is the new 1985, right?
Right.
Okay. So they figure out to fix 1985 as it originally was, they have to go back to the point where Biff got the book, which was 1955. So they go back to 1955 to figure out when Biff got the book.
But you gotta
And-
go back to the first movie, though, because
Right.
the first movie, they went back to 1955. He changed his parents' outcome.
Right.
So actually,
So
there's two 1985
there's two 1985s, yeah.
timelines now.
So this is the one where Marty's parents are rich,
So,
and he's happy.
This is where Back to the Future 2 starts.
can I ask a question? How do you know there's these parallel universes, or it only makes sense because of
It
what
only
happened?
makes sense because
Okay.
the future's been changed.
And
All right.
you'll see, because when they go back to 1955, there are 2 Martys.
Right.
Now, right?
So when he goes back to
Ah.
1985, he sees himself in 1955 trying to save, trying to set the movie right when he tries to get
Yeah.
his parents
right.
together,
To get over to
which creates
here.
the alternate 1985. So our question is, if he goes back to 1955 and sees himself, does he
Right.
now create another timeline because he's got to take the book
Because he
from
went from here,
Biff?
right?
Yeah. So he went
And
from
then
here
back.
to there.
Somebody said if this confuses you, don't watch the movie Looper. You ever heard the movie?
Yeah, with Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. But our question was, if he sees himself in 1985, and let's say it's 1955, and he teleports himself back, doesn't that mean that he's gone ahead and created? Is it the purple one?
Purple.
He's created another timeline for 1985.
So when he goes back to 1985, is he going to see his other
Yes.
1985?
So that's our question: is if he goes from here, where he takes the book back, will he be transported to this 1985, and there'll be 2 Martys, or is there a new timeline and there's another Marty, or he's in another timeline? That's our question, because we're confused. Because if you see yourself, the paradox is that if you see yourself, you could blow up the world because of the whole thing, or you'll faint, or you'll blow up the world because of the time paradox. So that's our question. But it doesn't actually, you don't find out, because what happens is here, after he gets the thing,
There's an orange.
Doc Brown gets transported back to
1885.
1855, which starts another timeline because Doc Brown's been killed in 1985 by Buford Tannen, so he goes back to save him.
That's all in the 3rd movie.
That's all in the 3rd movie. So our question is,
So how many are 1985s? How many Martys are going to be in 1985 when
Yeah.
they do come back?
So our question is, does Marty go from the 1955 in number 2? Will he go to the new timeline he's created, and there will be 2 Martys, or does he go to a brand new 1985?
And the big question is, will Marty go to the hometown hockey tour, which is happening in Gatineau this weekend?
Someone said, let's just call Michael J. Fox.
I
Another
think
person said,
he won't take our call. Great Scott! No, he won't take our call.
Jim says Marty will cease to exist because, like you said, he can't exist in the same timeline.
No,
as
but he
himself.
can, because he
in
did.
1955, in the second movie, he did.
In the movie, he saw himself in 1955, saving his parents.
That's
so
why
there
we're
could
thinking
be 2.
that there's going to be, like, when he goes back, he's going to see himself here and here and here.
So, Joe, if you're still watching, what do you say about that? Because, yeah.
Why? What was Joe saying?
He said if he sees himself, he won't exist anymore.
But remember, the mom saw herself old and young and passed out. So they have seen it.
Ah.
So
Watch the movie again. Joe.
No, we have watched the movie.
No, I'm talking to
Oh,
Joe.
Joe. So yeah, that's our question from yesterday. Was like, will he go into this 1985, which he saved his parents and his parents were rich, and then 1985? By the way, here's the thing: if Marty goes back to 1985 and he is well off because his parents are well off, who says he'll meet Doc Brown? Who says he'll be the same type of person?
Yeah.
So then, yeah, so this won't be the same 2015 when he gets there. This will be another 2015.
Because you'll be raised differently. Like, who says you're going to be in the same house? Who says that Biff's even going to want anything to do with you? There's a lot of questions, but our big one was, which 1985 is Marty going to go to? Is he going to this one, or is he going to? Because remember, at the end of the third movie, he ends up back here. But if you're going back here,
So he
are you?
ends- Wait, 1985 and then he comes back here?
Yeah, because from 1855, he ends up back here. But how could you not run into yourself? Because there's already a Marty in 1985.
Which is on a different timeline.
So
We
I'm
should put a disclaimer here at the start of the show.
I am gonna watch Little Mermaid again.
As long as it's not the cute
But hold
debate
on a
from
sec.
yesterday.
Hold on a sec. Now Ursula
Oh no! Don't get me started.
has tentacles. Ariel, and she gets legs at the end of the thing.
Here's a big question about Little Mermaid: is you notice when Ariel signs the contract to give her voice, she's spelling in English. So why didn't she just write Eric a note
That's not right.
saying I don't have a voice?
Because she's 16 and stupid.
Okay. So
There you go, folks. There you
we
go. We hope you enjoy. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and everything at Tony Stark Radio, at Brooksy Radio, and If You Seek Jesse.
That was my hand.
Ha! Thanks.
All right, bye everyone. Listen to Jump.
What a clusterfuck. Swipe to the side, Jesse. That might help.